So, with the return of power, we've got the return of my previews every Saturday mornings, where we break down any of the exclusive clips, images, and any news that was released in the week, along with the analysis of the episode title and synopsis. So if you consider any of what we're going to discuss spoilers, this is your chance to turn off. But with that out of the way, we're going to see Season 2 dive deep into the backstories of all the characters, because Season 1 was more about getting to know who they were, very similar to Power Book 2 Ghost, where we were introduced to the Tejadas in Season 1, but Season 2 was where we learned about Lorenzo Tejada Jr., which was Kane's real name, and Monet's backstory with Mecha, and this is the same thing we're going to find out about our characters in Raising Kanan. We're going to learn history, there's going to be a lot of tough conversations that need to be had, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more lies, betrayal, and also snitching, and the aim of the game in Power is always power and control, and who's sitting on that throne come the end of Season 2, and there's definitely going to be a lot of factors at play. But at this moment in time, it's Rock who finds herself in control of Queens. But episode 1 is titled The More Things Change, and the synopsis reads, Kanan returns to Queens, where Rock is trying to mend the many fractures in the Thomas family. As Rock expands her empire, Kanan doubts his future in the drug game. Meanwhile, Detective Howard is released from hospital. So the more things change is a part of a longer expression which continues with, the more they stay the same. And what we can take away from this is, changes that are made are superficial, and nothing of significance ever changes. And if nothing ever changes, the actions taken probably won't solve the original problem. So when it comes to Rock trying to mend the fractures in the Thomas family, I'm sure no matter how hard she tries and what she puts in place, there is no solution to the problem. Everything is broken beyond repair. And the Thomas family really is a ticking time bomb. But let's break the synopsis down with Kanan returning to Queens, because one of the questions many of us have is, where has Kanan been, and how long has he been away for?
I don't know, I'm not sure if this shit's for me, man. You know what I mean?
What?
So this was an exclusive clip with Kanan returning to Queens, and it is still summer, so there isn't a huge time jump. Things are still fairly fresh, but things have definitely changed when it comes to Kanan's mindset. He's been away with his aunt and uncles, and he's had plenty of time to reflect with what he did in Season 1, and we're gonna see a complete contrast to Kanan's character from the jump, where he was more eager to be in the Thomas organization in Season 1. It seems like he's now second guessing himself, and it all stems from not being able to finish Detective Howard. So not only is Kanan gonna doubt his future in the drug game with Jukebox, but also with Rock. And Juke tells Kanan he needs to speak to Rock, but there really is no reasoning with someone like Rock. She already told him at the beginning of the very first episode, you wanted to be in it, you in it. And Kanan was in the game ever since he pulled that trigger on Buck 20. Now, something else I'm intrigued to see in episode 1 when it comes to Kanan is his continuation of love he has for Jukebox, because they really are going to build this relationship, but something will definitely break it, which probably stayed with Kanan for years, which is also why it was an easy decision to kill Juke and save Tariq in Power. But there's also this relationship with Symphony, who I think he's going to have a bigger even influence on Kanan, especially because Rock put her trust in him to get Kanan out of the city. And he also knows Symphony has got so much knowledge he can use and apply in the drug game. We've also got Kanan, who's going to be reunited with Scrappy, and this is a complete contrast to how their relationship started in Season 1. Kanan questioned his loyalty, but he soon realized he wasn't a snitch, and Kanan gained the respect of Scrap after he shot Detective Howard. So I expect this relationship to grow in Season 2. But let's have a look at the broader perspective when it comes to the Thomas family, because things are really tense when it comes to the relationship with Rock and Lou, Marvin and Jukebox, and also Kanan and Rock. Everyone's also going to be fighting their own inner demons. So Rock is going to try and fix the fractures at the dinner table, but is she just papering over the cracks? I definitely think so, because I can't see Juke ever forgiving Marvin. Lou still wants out of the game, and as the season goes on, Kanan will start to learn more and more about who Rock really is, and how she's been hiding the truth. And it goes back around to the more things change, the more they stay the same. So I'm sure we're going to continue to see a strained relationship between Marvin and Juke, Lou in the music business, and Kanan battling with what he wants in life. But Rock is still calling the shots, and she wants to expand. So when it's just Rock, Marvin, and Lou, we're gonna hear how she's got a plan to bring War-El on board, because when you expand, you need more soldiers, because she wants to make sure Unique hasn't got anything to come back to when he is released, which I'm gonna come back to in just a moment. But I'm sure we all know how much of a bad idea it is to bring War-El on board. Lou definitely doesn't agree with it, but let's see if Marvin does, because he's gonna be more of a right-hand man to Rock than and Lulu this season, especially because we're gonna see Lou in the music studio a lot more, and at times, I think when it comes to the big decisions or dealing with matters at hand, Lou will be nowhere to be found because he'll be too busy with music, and naturally this will make Rock lean more on Marvin, Scrappy, Kanan, and possibly Symphony. But let's not get it twisted, as much as Lulu's battling with his inner demons, so will Marvin, and this was another exclusive clip that was released with Marvin being told to sit his ass down, otherwise Renee will make it known he's breaking his terms of his release. And this is the place where I think we're gonna learn more about who Marvin is, why he became so angry, and the demons of his past. So diving deep into Marvin's character and understanding why he is the way he is really will be important, not just for us, but so he can understand himself and possibly fix what needs to be fixed. For example, his relationship with Duke and controlling his anger. But let's talk about Rock's expansion and some enemies, because no doubt with Rock wanting to expand, this means moving into hostile mafia territory, and specifically Sal Baselli's. But she doesn't care, she wants to expand. And with knowing her long-term plan is exiting the game, she's gonna have to rethink her strategy, because Lou won't take over, and that's why I think Rock tells Kanan he's the heir to her throne. But Rock and Sal Baselli coming face to face will probably set up a tense season, because when Unique gets released, and I've got a feeling it's gonna be at the end of episode 1 based on this exclusive clip, so when he does, let's see how he reacts and if he's got an organization to go back to. But not only could he have trouble with his organization, he'll have to explain himself to Dean. But regardless of Unique's issues, he'll definitely want revenge. And someone else who'll have eyes on Rock is Detective Howard. He's gonna be released from hospital, but when it comes to this whole situation, either Detective Howard is gonna play dumb and say he doesn't know who shot him, or he genuinely can't remember. But either way, Rock's got an issue on her hands. She thought she dealt with Detective Howard and Unique, so not only is she gonna have to deal with both of them, but I'm sure the Italians are also gonna be a problem. Now I've also got a funny feeling Unique and Howard could come together to try and bring down Rock, because he did promise Unique he's gonna make sure he's sitting on that throne, but he went back on his word. So naturally there's going to be a bit of a trust issue, but he knows Unique didn't shoot him, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So let's keep an eye on Detective Howard, Unique, and the Italians. But elsewhere we've got Detective Berg, and she really does have a point to prove after season 1, and I'm sure she's someone who'll come close to uncovering the truth, because there always is one in law enforcement based on past history. We've also got Famous, who's not only going to be in the music studio, but also in the game. But he's also someone I think we need to watch, because Kanan did say he's not up to it, but D-Wiz was. I also think we need to watch the relationship between Crown and Jessica, because she's someone who I think could really betray Lou, which is why we could see a spark between Lou and a new character called Ziza. But that's a breakdown and preview to what's to come in Raising Kanan Season 2 Episode 1. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section with all your predictions, especially when it comes to Kanan, Detective Howard, and Rock. And of course, if you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.